Welcome back.
Hey, how's it going? Oh, we're not in a happy part, are we? We're past that point in the novel. This is where I die.
All the fun has ended.
This is the end of the fun.
We still haven't had the festival yet, Ben.
I know. It's true. We technically haven't reached Event Horizon yet, but we're getting there.
Event Horizon, I like that.
That's basically what this shit is. I guess this is you. I don't know if you have anything to comment about since last time we've recorded. But yeah, I'd forgotten where we were in the story, and now I'm scared.
It's just so much fun having this stupid problem, which ultimately
resolved.
I don't feel. This is not resolved.
Resolved.
This is not resolved. But
it was, though.
It's so much fun just having this stupid puzzle, like half of your reasoning thrown out the window, and then you still can't solve it.
Yep.
It's really great.
Yeah, like so many people like, what if they are the same person? No, get out of here. Get out of here with your theories, because you don't care. It's great.
I mean, it's still not completely implausible.
You know what I mean? It's evidence that Ryukishi puts forward, which just raises more questions. It's great.
It's fantastic.
It's great. Ryukishi, we love you. You crazy attempt on my life, you. All right.
It is very interesting, though, having, I guess, our first extraneous mystery in the series. Like, we've had every kind of mystery question, I think, that has been posed so far has been, like, around the core premise of the novel.
Sure.
This is very much just, like, a side thing that I'm sure will tie into the main situation of the novel.
Maybe. I can neither confirm nor deny this.
But it also has room to just be completely parallel.
It could. It could just be a totally separate thing that doesn't matter to the story at all, you know? To the murders.
Yeah, I'm sure it won't matter at all.
Yeah, because, I mean, Shion wasn't in Arc 1, so she can't be the culprit, quote-unquote, right?
Exactly. It is interesting, though. I feel like, especially after what happened in Arc 1, where Keiichi ended up killing Mion and Rena, that it's still completely plausible that Shion will end up killing people as a character, but
possible.
But we can't, like, pin her as a culprit. One, because, you know, she didn't appear super early in the story, but also because it's likely that her actions are on account of someone else's.
Maybe.
Which is kind of a similar premise to what we were getting into with Keiichi in Arc 1.
It's a great question. Why do people kill? This is a question that we're being asked.
I feel like that's also probably going to be a similar way that Takano's involved in the story.
Maybe.
Because, like, you know, she's introduced and then just kind of disappears, quite literally.
She does. She gets demoned away, and that's it. We never see her again. She doesn't even get named at the time she's on screen.
Yeah, so I'm kind of imagining that, like, unless she has some other involvement, she'll probably end up being, like, someone that acts on account of someone else.
Maybe.
Like, she, you know, ends up being a culprit in one of the arcs, but it's on account of whoever is responsible for everything across all the arcs.
Maybe.
Unless, of course, that's her, but I don't really have any legs to stand on with that.
I mean, this is the thing, right? Most of this reasoning for her is mostly just based on the fact that she has a sprite, so clearly she has some importance.
She has a sprite, and that she appeared in Chapter 2 as the first name-drop character other than the main cast to appear.
What if that was another Takano? What if that was another? What if there are...
No.
Oh, okay.
Just nah.
You never know.
The next day. It was a strange day where Mion was desperate to regain her composure. Every time our eyes met, she would say that she had something to do or she had to use a washroom and run off. Unable to just watch her, and was taking care of her the entire time.
Oh boy.
Mion-san, she's acting totally strange today. I know the whole story, but it's hard to explain.
There are times when girls are emotionally unstable. It's best to just leave her alone.
Turning around, I saw Rena calling me from the hallway. I wonder what it was.
Interesting that they just cut that point in the conversation off there.
Yeah, it's interesting that we just got that little snapshot of the moment, and then we just completely detach ourselves.
I mean, I think it's a good thing. I wish things were faster paced like this more regularly.
It's nice. It's a nice little technique in storytelling.
I just kind of wasn't expecting Ryukishi to abandon a scene so quickly. Yeah,
it's cool, isn't it? It's almost like he's developing as a writer.
Yeah,
that'd be crazy.
That would be wild.
Keiichi-kun, over here.
What is it? Calling me over here like this? Is it a secret?
That is. It looks like it was a disaster.
Yeah.
Mi-chan seemed pretty broken, but I somehow got her working again.
This is where we cut to the, like,
Yep.
montage of her with spanners and screwdrivers.
Funny, her arms like lying on a workbench.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Put her back together.
I'm surprised you managed it. How did you exactly?
She never asked for this. Same way I do with the television. Just come at it from a 45-degree angle and yeah!
Saying that, she made a chopping motion.
I can confirm. That's literally what I did as I was talking.
You know I can't tell if you're joking or not, right?
She'll be fine by tomorrow, but also there's something I want you to do, Keiichi-kun.
I didn't mean to do anything wrong, but I still feel guilty. I'm listening.
Thanks. You see, Mi-chan is just gonna pretend the last few days never happened.
Never happened, huh? I see, well, that's one way to run from it.
So you see, Keiichi-kun, could you pretend too? Then Mi-chan can go back to normal.
Just doing something as simple as that. Is it really gonna be okay?
I love that, like, this is like the opposite context of what he was doing last time. He's like, I can't forget all of these terrible crimes and things that have happened, but this time it's like, I can't forget all these nice things that they tried to do.
It's a nice little reverse, isn't it? It's fun.
God.
Yeah.
We'll see if
Different
he manages
context, different shit's going down.
We'll see if he manages to pull it off this time.
We'll see what happens. Please, until Mi-chan gets her feelings in order, just go with it.
Okay, I got it. Even though I shouldn't have been at fault, for some reason I felt guilty. The one at fault here was the one who knew about the entire situation and pretended to be Mion for an entire day. Shion. She never once said that she was Mion. What am I supposed to be angry at? Seeing me stomping around impatiently, Rena giggled.
But, Keiichi-kun, you knew as well. The Mi-chan has some cute things about her.
Rena talked in a calm voice as the hair rustled in the wind. Yeah, I know she'll never let it be boring.
Good.
Following this curt reply, Rena looked up at the sky and stretched.
As long as you realize that, Keiichi-kun.
Have we had this background?
We have.
This was in the. I know this one was in the intro for like the very opening
right.
scroll.
Yeah.
But I don't remember seeing it since.
I don't think it's played since. No.
Yeah.
It's a good background. These past 2 days will soon be nothing more than a story to laugh about.
Is that foreshadowing?
Definitely not. I'm sure that nothing will go wrong.
Something
We'll
to laugh about.
this. We'll laugh about this. That event that
It'll
occurred.
be so great.
It was great. What a fun time we're having with all our friends.
So good.
These happy days will never end. Fucking hell.
Coughing red, I also began to stretch as I looked at the sky. The clear sky towered into the distance.
There's no club activities or anything today. I'm sorry, Keiichi-kun, but just for today, can you go home by yourself? It'll all be back to normal by tomorrow, so just for today, okay?
If all it took for everything to go back to normal was to leave Mion alone for today, then it was an easy decision to make. Got it. I can't say it directly to Mion, so I'll say it to you. I still feel kind of guilty about it, so I want to apologize.
No. The root of the problem was Keiichi-kun saying something insensitive, right? So, if you learned anything from this, you need to look a bit in to gain a sense of delicacy.
Some delicacy. Some
Delicacy.
Deliciacy.
Some delicious delicacy. Definitely not foreshadowing. Alright.
Right, I'll try.
Some delicious delicacy. And then everything was fine.
That day was the shortest day of my life.
Because I died.
Just the arc just ends here. It just cuts to black.
It cuts the credits. That's the end. If he did that, I'd love him. I'd love him for it.
Oh, boy, that'd be something.
Yeah.
It'd also be just a great fake out to like start the credits and then just go back to the scene.
When I was talking to Mion while accompanying her around the entire time. Looked like a really fun conversation. What?
What? What is so confusing about this? It was a fun conversation.
It's just like...
Rena's following me on around and they're having a good time. She's cheering her up.
Oh, yes.
Good friends.
I reflexively thought about joining in, but I had made a promise not to. Seemed Mion was trying her best to ignore me.
Oh.
Likewise, I did my best to ignore her.
Oh boy.
The first time in a while I ate lunch alone. Mion and Rena ate theirs by themselves.
Where's fucking Rika and Sadako?
Where are
There
they?
they are. Get over here. Get over here, you cutie.
As I let out a sigh in my ashen mood, Rika-chan
Aw.
came over and patted me on the head.
Both Keiichi and me learned a whole lot.
Never say it like that. Made it sound like we were having a romantic problem. I didn't like that one bit.
Oh boy.
Hopefully the teacher wouldn't notice and call us to the staff room after school or something.
Rama! I'm sure that Keiichi will grow up to be a wonderful adult.
I'm not so sure.
That'll be fine.
Riki-chan is the studious type, so maybe he'll grow up to be an amazing, wonderful adult.
Of course. When I grow up, I'll be super amazing.
When I grow up, I'll be an amazing lady, you know.
In charge of an entire coliseum.
No matter how old you get, you'll still be a brat. You can put money on it. What did you say? Sadako snapped her fingers. A wash basin fell from above, hitting me squarely in the head.
Wow, get wrecked. What was the trigger for that?
What do you think you're doing, Sadako?
What triggered that trap?
What? Gravity, obviously.
I guess so. I'm not gonna question it. Sadako, look, curious as the trap maker's art.
Either that or Sadako had like a wash basin at her feet and she just did a full 360 flip and brought it down onto his head at the end of it.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. That makes sense.
Those sounds. I don't know why pinch and squeeze are in there. What sounds does pinch and squeeze make?
I think he's squeezing Sadako's cheeks.
I see. It was a day I could thoroughly appreciate the value of having friends.
Yeah, so he gets hit in the head and then he squeezes her cheeks.
Jeez, that was brief.
Yeah. You're not enjoying the briefness? Do you think that would you rather have more slice of life?
No, I'm good. I was just surprised.
I would like more slice of life. I miss it already.
No, you don't. We're in his house.
There's a lot in Watanagashi, so, you know, it's okay.
I guess we're not in his house anymore.
Bye! We're at school again. It's the next day, I guess. Oh boy, I'm excited for shenanigans with the friends.
So we just had a bunch of time just showing different backgrounds to establish that it's been a whole other day.
Yes, exactly.
Well done.
Yeah.
Also,
good.
they go to school on Saturday.
But it's not... I don't know. It's strange. I don't know why. They just do. I'm not going to even comment on it. They just do.
Understand
they go to school on
Japan.
Saturday. I don't know why. They're studious. Like Sadako.
Such good students.
Such star students.
Today was Saturday, so school ended in the blink of an eye. It really felt good to go home with the sun so high in the sky. And any other day, our club would have been up to mischief during our ample after-school time, but today Riki-chan had a rehearsal for tomorrow's Watanagashi to go to.
The what? The Watanagashi?
Oh shit, I said it wrong, didn't I? Quick, let's dub it over.
No!
Let's dub it over.
No!
Watanagashi.
Fuck you.
There we go.
You said it right, and now I'm unhappy.
Well, no, but I told you Keiichi was going to pronounce it.
No, I understand why you're doing it.
He's a city kid.
I just think that, look, he's learned by now. He's familiar with the festival.
yeah.
He knows what it is.
He'll never learn.
He will learn.
He won't learn.
He has to learn.
He won't learn anything by the end of the
will
story.
learn.
He will go through zero character development by the end of the story.
I've never even heard of a character development. I don't know what that is.
I've never heard Rikushi character development himself.
Yes! That's it. Uh-huh.
How's that going, Riki-chan? Do you have it down in practice?
I'll try harder than last year.
You were so exhausted and sweaty after last year's ceremony.
She looked far more fit for the role this year. Please look forward to the fruits of her training. Watanagashi Festival.
There we go. I did it right this time.
Everyone had been talking about was tomorrow, wasn't it? The festival being in June felt a little early to me, but the onset of summer came quickly this year, so it fit the image of a summer festival pretty well.
Okay, we'll be off then.
I'm assuming this is Sadako, but I was like expecting her sprite to move.
No one else is gonna say good day
I know.
except for the fucking Queen Sadako.
Look forward to tomorrow, peasants! Good day to you all!
Thank you. Thank you for the clarification.
Sadako and Riki-chan waved to us energetically and then left.
Oh boy, there they go.
You know, I never asked, where's the festival happening anyway? I don't remember there being anywhere around here that seemed suited for hosting one.
They do it at the Furuta Shrine. We went there for a walk on one day, remember? It's that place with the really good view.
Alright, I remember.
I just like... He hasn't been here for long enough to forget something as distinct as that.
I don't know, maybe.
This kid's just not paying attention. He needs to get more sleep.
Who knows? Things are a bit different this time around. They went for a walk to the shrine this time instead of a picnic. Timeline's a little bit different.
Are you sure that's different, or are you sure that's just not being brief about describing it?
Maybe. You don't know. That's for you to figure out, not me. I ain't saying
do you
shit.
think it even matters?
Does it matter?
Does it matter?
That's a great question, Felix.
There's the shrine all the way up.
Does it matter? Do Ryugashi's details matter? Are you paying
not at all.
attention?
Was there?
Better fucking be.
It seemed far too grand for Hinamizawa.
There's a great meeting hall in the shrine too. The older people get together there and sing karaoke or practice calligraphy from time to time. It's more like a recreational facility than a simple shrine. I feel like practicing calligraphy is a very, like, Asian hobby.
It is.
just because they have
Those are
that
Japanese, but I'll trust you if you say Asian.
Like they have that very distinct writing style in most of Asia.
Symbols and shit, yeah.
Which I don't remember whether it's China based it off Japan or the other way around.
I don't know. Look, you say it like I'm a history teacher. I am not.
But the audience are.
If you're a history teacher, let us know in the comments. Thank you.
I see. I guess it makes sense that it looks so grand then.
Mi-chan, is your family going to help set up today?
Yep, we have male hands for that. Most of our relatives come from town to help.
Male hands, huh? Well, I mean, I have nothing to do at home today, so...
I'm male and I have hands. Fucking Keiichi.
He looks down and down at his stumps where his hands have been cut off, and he's like, "Shit,
I fucked up."
He could never claw his throat out again.
It's true. That would be a good solution. Oh no, they're all clawing their throats out. What if we cut off their hands?
Realistically, I don't think any of Ryukishi's characters would be able to claw their throats out with these hands.
It's true. That's when it turns into a gritty like zombie apocalypse story where they're like, "We gotta cut off our hands. We gotta do it, Mi-chan."
The game was in Arc 1 was foreshadowing.
But then who will cut off your hands? And it's this like really dramatic tense scene about who can cut off who's.
Circle.
All at once.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of coordination, which they've developed through their club activities.
You know,
that's what it was all for.
Would it be a problem if I squirmed my way in there to help out too?
I'm gonna kill myself.
Oh, look at that face.
He's blushing.
You want to help us, Keiichi?
Oh!
Not if it'll bother you at all. I was just kind of interested. We had bon dances and other festivals in town I used to live in, but I didn't even know where they took place, much less wanted to help. You could say that I had absolutely no connection to the region. Having come to Hinamizawa, though, it really made me feel like this place was a home that I had returned to. Before I knew it, I harbored a little interest in the small community activity of preparing a festival the day before.
I wonder if you'll be able to, Keiichi-kun.
Hold on.
Whoa, what are you doing?
Is he saying that is he speaking in past tense in that last line, or is he saying that he was just interested the day before the festival?
For a festival, because it's the day before the festival.
Yes, I know, but
yeah,
like
he's speaking like it's like narration, but it's talking about his feelings right now.
Yeah, it's
Remember how in the last episode he was like, "I'm pretty sure I have talked about this before, but let me restate it again for the audience's convenience."
Yeah,
it's
just speaking in. It sounds like he's speaking in past tense, which weirds me out.
Yeah.
Did you say that?
I'll say it again.
Okay.
Because I was pretty not happy with the first time. I wonder if you'll be able to, Keiichi-kun. There's a lot of building tents and setting up chairs. I hear it's pretty hard physical labor.
I mean, I wouldn't be doing it alone, right? The more hands we have, the faster it'll go.
Yeah.
He just shows up. And
many hands.
No one else is there.
He's the only one. Fucked.
They're just all like, we heard this kid was showing up.
We heard this kid with many ham hands was coming.
Ian looked happy to hear that, but at the same time her expression was complex and tinged with hesitation. Renna gave her the last push for me.
Expression was complex. It's decided then. You should go for it, Keiichi-kun. He's all yours, Mi-chan. Put him through the ringer.
Well, I can't argue with the recommendation from Renna. Okay then, go home first, put on some work clothes, and come to the shrine. Oh, and you might want to bring a towel to wipe your sweat too.
I got it. I may look scrawny, but I actually quite like breaking a sweat under the sun.
God damn it, Renna.
Careful you don't hurt your back, okay? Right, enough of my old man spiel. I go to the shrine too, as soon as I've changed. Bye.
Mi-chan, you do your best too. Bye-bye.
Man waved vigorously to us and then left. As far as I could tell from her gallant, retreating figure, she seemed to have recovered from the weak state she had yesterday.
She chivalrously hid herself in a closet. Girls are quick to get over things. Mi-chan is already fine.
Right, switching back to normal so cleanly really makes it easy for me to talk to her.
It was kind of funny though, wasn't it? Kind of like Cinderella. Like, you can't meet her anymore once the magic wears off.
Do you think this was the original example in the translation?
I definitely think so. Surely they have Cinderella over in the Japans, along with their jam donuts.
I mean, I'm
wrapped in
sure
seaweed.
I'm sure they do, given the popularity of Disney over there.
It's true.
Delsney.
Delsneyland, yeah. They have Delsneyland over in Japan.
But
a whole island off the coast.
You still have to wonder whether this was the original.
It's a great question. I couldn't tell you. We should get a translator. We should find one.
Shout out to that history teacher in the comments.
Shout out to that history teacher in the comments. Get in here.
Erna began to giggle a fair bit in amusement. Did she like this sort of thing? Incidentally, me going along with it gave me a weird, hard to describe feeling. Did I turn myself into a plaything, or did they do it for me?
Nope.
Yep.
Nope. That was nearly a point, Ben. That was nearly a point.
I didn't say anything.
That was dangerous territory.
I didn't say anything. It's fine.
If you think it's so funny, then you should try pretending to be different Rena too.
Yeah, that sounds like fun. Keiichi-kun, what kind of Rena would you want to meet?
Well, if you came to my house the night that it was raining and stuck your hand through the door, I'd then run into the door and it'd be an
And then I cause you lots of physical pain.
lots of physical pain.
Yep, mm-hmm.
The best kind of Rena.
Oh, God. Keiichi, why? God damn this man!
Wow, Keiichi, when did your hair turn red? And when did you start doing performance-enhancing drugs?
Let's shush you! It's not like any of these characters are similar in any way. Any references to being he's alive or dead or fictional, purely coincidental.
Some say he's a man who fights.
Fucking hell.
One with a bust size of at least 90.
Keiichi would still
Huge
win.
knockers that you're okay with me touching.
God damn it. I can't do that.
She'd be great at cooking and make me lunch and come to see me in the mornings.
I do that already. Ship.
There it was. Ben just can't contain himself.
Ship! Ship these nerds! Ship them in the comments! Get on it!
Can you just have a boat crash across the screen right now?
No! Fuck you!
I pulled Rena's head into a tight grip, then started to pet it.
Aw.
You're Rena Ryuga, right? Rena, not Reina. So you just stay as Rena forever, got
Thank
it?
God Keiichi gets it. It's not Reina. It's Kylo Ren.
I haven't mispronounced her name in so many videos.
I'm just calling you out. Oh, God. Thanks. Have fun helping set up the festival.
You got it.
Fucking pervert.
Let's meet up tomorrow.
You lovable pervert.
You're enjoying this way too much.
I am.
You know she's gonna die soon, and then you're gonna be
Shush you!
feeling pain again.
Shush you! I'm enjoying the moment before the crash. It's like a car crash. Everything's doing
No, it's
fine.
a boat crash. We just went over this.
Ah, shit. Well, I'm having fun on the ship then.
I got changed
crap
right
is.
away, and slinging a towel around my neck like Mion suggested, I set off for the shrine.
Oh, God.
What do you think Keiichi's work clothes look like? What do you think Keiichi's clothes look like? We still don't have a sprite.
He's probably wearing like a tutu or some shit.
Tutu?
He
Really?
lost the
That's your
game.
first?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what he's wearing.
right.
That's what I believe. Somebody make Keiichi in a tutu and show him like carrying beams and shit, like in the anime.
There
Do
you
that.
go. Look at it. Gorgeous. I don't even know if someone's gonna give us that in time.
Find an artist and commission them. That's what we need to do with all this YouTube money that we have.
Yeah, all this YouTube.
All the YouTube millions that we're making.
Shout out to Dai's record label for copyright
Shout out.
claiming us.
What? What? Is this a real thing?
That's a real thing.
Oh my god. That's amazing. Thank you.
They still haven't responded to my email.
I'm flattered. Did you tell them that we love their work?
Yes.
Good.
At the shrine, there were more people than you'd imagine even live in Hinamizawa there, all cordoning off areas and setting up tent frameworks, chatting amongst themselves as they did so. Alright, where's Mion?
Oh boy.
The liveliness of the throng didn't make it look easy for her. Make it easy to look for her, rather. Bleh. Words are hard.
That's right. I believe in you.
I searched around as if I already worked there, and suddenly the principal called out to me. If it isn't my Larakan. Interesting.
God damn it.
Have you come to help with the Nagashi setup? Hello, yes, I was just wondering if there's anything I could do to help with it. Commendable your attitude is. Feel free to sweat to your heart's content.
Yeah, good on him. Good on that kid.
That kiddo.
With all his energy.
Spurred on by the principal, I came up
The best character.
I came upon a group of people setting up tents.
Oh, what's this? It's my bar-chan. Did you come all this way to help us?
Who is it?
I don't fucking know. It's some dude. Some lady baby.
Hadn't found Mion yet, but I suppose I'd just get in her way if I ran into her. Yeah, I'm here to help. Just tell me where you need me.
You young ones have all the vitality. Here, grab some work gloves. Ever built a tent before?
Mackerel!
Oh, yes! We built this tent to house the mackerel shrine. Fresh boat of mackerel in from the mainland, which we are currently on. I'm supposed to be here. This is the right set, isn't it?
My driver didn't give me the location.
I'm supposed to be at Kawabata, I'm not sure. The writing isn't completely clear. Fucking hell.
This is a stupid bit.
It's amazing.
No, never.
You just like carted off on a bus. Like, you're not supposed to be here, ma'am.
There's just like a blurred out section on the screen as she's like escorted off set.
A couple of tops, yeah, totally.
Delighting in teaching a new skill to someone younger, plenty of people happily taught me all sorts of things.
Like how to make macaron cake. Wait, get your hands off me! You ruffians!
Shout out to Umaneko jokes.
Shout out. If you haven't watched that, go watch it, you fucking nerds. Okay, kid, go inside the tent and tie up just the cords for the top. After that, we'll sign it up and tie the rest of them.
Butterfly knots are okay, right? There and there.
Hold on. We're signing it up. 1, 2, 3.
What was once nothing more than a collapsed tent was raised on floor. Splendid legs before my eyes in mere moments. Whoa. Seeing it put together like this is actually pretty moving.
Oh boy. Come on now, no time to stand and wonder. Stare and wonder. We've got a lot more to do. We packed the tents into the truck, so go get them from there. They're heavy, so take someone with you.
I'm good. I may look scrawny, but I'm actually pretty strong.
This is how he just gets crushed.
Yeah, this is how he dies.
They look light enough, so I thought they were, but God, they're heavy.
That's why I told you to have someone help. Come on,
said the man, lifting it up with a grunt and taking it away under his arm.
What a cool dude.
Either I'm weak or these old guys all have superhuman strength.
Yeah. Let's go. You're the youngest one here, so we're going to make you sweat for it. Do your best. Beer after work is the best.
I'm a minor.
Do not legally support the drinking of underage minors. Or underage minors drinking. But don't drink them either. Keep going. Felix, save me!
No, that's right. I just wanted to let that joke hang. just for a few seconds.
Look, I'm just letting the people know not to drink underage minors. It's very important.
Yes.
Good.
Birds are annoying.
Yeah.
Sweat dripped from my body. I'd been fully and completely absorbed in helping them. I'd never have thought the cold barley tea from the Women's Society could taste this delicious.
Oh, I didn't even get any beer. Oh, you're so young. Make sure you drink a lot.
Thank you. It was then that I realized a crowd had formed over near the shrine a ways off.
Why? What's happening? What exciting things are occurring?
It's on fire.
That'd be great.
When I took a closer look, I saw a girl dressed in shrine maiden garb and a handful of old men looking like they were preparing for the ceremony together. Is that Rika-chan? Hey, Rika-chan! Do your best!
Do you best.
Oh, it does say that.
It does. Do you best. That's what it says. The original English.
The original English.
I shouted and it seemed like she heard me. Rika-chan, positively exploding with vitality, answered me with a smile. The older guys with me watched Rika-chan as well, with distant gazes.
Rika-chan is doing a great job. She seems far more used to this than she did last year.
The old lady who gave me the tea clasped what looked like prayer beads in her hands and said,
Rika-sama, we thank you.
Mackerel!
For this gift of mackerel, yes!
Alright, that's it. Kumasawa joke's done. No more this video.
But Kumasawa-san.
I'm kidding, there'll be
Best
hundreds.
Damn right.
and just like that began to respectfully pray to her. I just remembered that they called it the Fruit Shrine. Wasn't Rika-chan's full name Rika Fruit?
What? We didn't know that!
That's
I definitely haven't said that's her name before.
literal 100% shock.
Yeah. So, fun fact, a lot of people came after me for telling you that was her family name. So, that's fun.
But I said that in like the first video before you
It might have been true, but I still had plenty of people come after me telling me that I had spoiled you.
So they're paying attention to the things that you're telling me, but not the things I'm telling you.
That's what I'm understanding.
So I might as well just
So
not
you might
be
as
here.
well just not say anything,
Yeah,
and
this
I'll
should
just solve
just
the
be a
mystery on my
veteran
own.
playthrough.
Yeah, really.
With no me.
With just me. Hi.
Or maybe
This
we
is
should
Magus
just fire
Verborum.
me and get someone who's actually blind.
An actual blind person.
I mean, obviously, how else are you going to read this
How
story?
else am I going to read this in the original Japanese without being literally blind? I believe it.
I sometimes do wonder if maybe I should have just like gotten myself one of those Men in Black devices to wipe my memory before starting
Yeah. So
Higurashi.
you don't remember, but he also wouldn't remember him in Echo, so that would be a problem.
Oh, that's fine. Then we can just read it again. That'd be good.
Oh my god, more. Do you imagine? Look, hold on, tangent. But how lucrative would that business be of like watching the same person go through the story multiple times, but like seeing their different reactions and seeing how you could like drive them to different conclusions. Like, what if we read through it again and you just like had a completely different interpretation? That'd be fun.
Listen, lucrative business on the playthrough front,
Lucrative
I'm sure.
business.
But also lucrative business on the mind wipe front.
You know what? That's a side tangent, all right? We're making this technology for the purposes of YouTube playthroughs exclusively.
We should
not for government contracting.
Oh man, we should call it Total Recall.
Total Recall.
No, not Recall. That's a dumb name. Who would ever
Oh,
call
I
it-
see. Total Recall.
There we go.
Right. Much catchier.
Much catchier.
Really rolls off the tongue. God damn it. Let's build an elevator through the center of the earth. That's a good plan. That sounds realistic. What is this tangent? Keep going.
The man standing next to me answered my question.
Oh, that's right. Rika-chama's ruled the clan is ancient and honorable and has worshipped Oyashiro-sama for generations.
For generations.
Generations, they said. Yeah, that's what I said I did.
Interesting.
Yes. Oh, are you making a theory? I'm scared now.
I'm just thinking.
Are you making a theory about Oyashiro-sama, who's been around for generations?
I'm just thinking.
How long do you think generations is? Centuries? Millennia?
It's just.
Questions being asked by me, the questioner. I should do that sometimes. I hear that was part of the premise of this playthrough.
Yeah, it's just interesting. Like, you know, of course this is the case. Of course this is the case.
Of course it is.
But seeing
It's a
it put
myth.
in front of me, it's one of these. It's one of these things that kind of like, if it had gone without saying, it would have been like, yeah, you know, that's the way it is. But because he's now put it in front of us, I'm like, but
What's
why?
going on? What's going on, fam? You got a thought, a theory? I'm not gonna say shit because I'm excited to hear what you have to say.
I don't know.
As the blind man here.
I mean, the shrine's named after them, and that could either be because it's like, you know, just their family and they run the shrine, or it could be that like the first Farood is
The first Farood.
What do you want me to say?
Farude.
Okay.
That's how you pronounce Japanese. You know what? I can't wait for the comment that's like, actually it is Farood. It's gonna be great. I can't wait. But I 99% certain it's Farude. I will fight with the comments. Anyway, yeah, continue.
Anyway, but it makes me think that like the first person in the family lineage that we're tracing back is like the person that was elevated to this state of like guardian deity in like the mythos of the region. And what like implications that could have, as we were talking about.
What, Oyashiro? Oyashiro-sama.
I mean, I guess.
Okay.
If that's their name, Oyashiro Furude, or whatever. Like,
maybe.
It's just interesting with what we were talking about, like in the Arc 1 recap, with like the different interpretations of myth.
Yeah,
like,
why is it there? Yeah. All this cool cultural stuff that I would love to talk about if I hadn't already read the whole story.
Damn you. Why would you do that? You ruined the show.
I've ruined the story for myself. I've ruined my first impressions. I'm sorry, I'm gonna give up being a Let's Player.
I'd always gotten the feeling she wasn't quite your average person, but it turned out she was from an esteemed family.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right, he hasn't found out that her family's dead yet. Of course.
After her father, who was the shrine priest, died the year before last, she's really been doing her best to learn the rituals. I wish the priest could have been here to see how wonderfully she's grown up.
What? Rika-chan's father passed away?
Yeah,
Okay,
break time's over. Let's get the chance without using back to the gym in Okanomiya. Kate, you didn't hear what you said, Maki-san. Pull the truck around here and take a few people with yous.
What if the truck's the van from last arc?
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
That'd be the biggest twist, but he wouldn't remember it, because from the other timeline thing. Alright, my Barakun, let's get to work on one last job.
Is Maki-san perchance the principal?
You know what?
Is that why he's being name dropped?
I don't know. I guess we'll find out in a second. But I say we take points for it, if that's what's happening here. But I don't think it is.
If we're correct, and
it is the principal, then we get a point.
Then we get a point.
We get 1 point.
If it's not announced in the scene, tell us in the comments. We don't lose a point.
No, we're not losing any points for this shit.
No points
we're
lost.
just speculating on how we might be able to get more points and cheat the system.
Exactly.
So no,
The
we don't
system
lose
that
points
we
for
make.
cheating. Yes. We don't lose points for that shit.
You're gonna make me do more volunteer work.
Fucking hell.
I can't tell if they know I'm a minor or not, but the older men all cheer me on, encouraging me to do my best, and that all the beer will be great.
You can't drink it, but it's great. What a bunch of nerds. Hey!
Still got the gun.
Yeah, she's still ready to throw down.
Kei-chan working hard, I see.
I passed by Mion. She's carrying a big cardboard gun. It looked like she was right in the middle of working as well.
Yeah.
Judging by the sweat
working.
seeping into her shirt, it seemed like I wasn't the only one with hands full. Yeah, I'm working my ass off. You work hard too. Beer's gonna be great.
Oh God.
And says nothing about it.
Yeah. We worked to the bone under the sun began. We worked to the bone until the sun began to set and started cooling off.
And they stood there the entire time while that happened.
They stood there laughing. Yeah.
Yep.
And then the beer was poisoned and everyone died.
Oh, thank God.
Thank God. Oh boy, this is a fun background.
It was soon a full-fledged night, and the clear sound of the Higurashi eased the moderate pain I
Eased
felt.
me into the pain. Yeah, that's how I feel about this whole scene.
The older guys began their
no.
night before drinking party in a tent a fair bit off, causing quite a ruckus. The shrine grounds, on the other hand, had turned into a lonely road, tickled by the cool evening breeze, despite being so festive just a little while ago. The wind felt good. I leaned on one of the stone guardian dogs at the front of the shrine. Gave my legs a good stretch as I let my mind wander, and suddenly a paper cup filled with barley tea was thrust before me.
Kei-chan, great work. Here's some tea for you.
You're so considerate, thanks me. Her voice sounded exactly the same, but it felt somehow different.
Who was it?
Wait, it couldn't be!
Oh, hey, it's Shion. She's here to give him tea because she's a sweetie.
Did you just read my line?
Yes.
How dare you?
But I read it in this voice because this is Keiichi's cute voice. Ooh.
Is it? That's not...
Ooh. It's his cute voice.
It's not. It's not.
It is when I speak. So, you make your decision as to which voice you think is better. He's dumb, I am Keiichi, on my ooh.
Can we just talk about how much I hate traditional English voice acting in anime content?
How? Because that's how they all sound. Ooh, I'm an anime scientist. I'm doing experiments. Goo.
Like, I don't remember where it's from. Is it from Metal Gear where it's like, oh, just like one of my Japanese animes?
Yeah,
like that voice line is like my whole interpretation of Japan male voice acting.
We should
right
go play some Resident Evil games sometime because they're all awful. They're all just like over the top, ridiculous ham, and it's great. It's great. I love it. We should do voice acting in Japan. Let's just go to Japan, do voice acting.
Why would we do it in Japan?
You know what? Because we deserve it. That's why.
We just gotta head up to that LA voice acting scene.
Oh yeah.
Get in there with
rock up there like, yo, what up? I'm the voice.
What up, Troy? What up, Nolan?
Yeah. What up, bitches? We're here to lay down the laws. I did Rena-chan once in this YouTube playthrough. And
I feel like it'd be nigh on impossible for us to make it in like the American voice acting scene just because everyone expects an American accent.
Yeah.
And it's like,
well, I've been told that we actually sound very American. Nobody ever seems to guess that we're Australian. Everyone's like, oh, I thought you were American. So, I don't know.
Well, I feel like that's more just because the people that comment are the people that didn't realize it, and then
I guess so.
And then when we point it out, they're like, what the?
What? You're from Australia, from the land down under with the Kangies. Kangasatini, bruv.
Yes, I did notice when we were talking about the needle incident during Arc 1, people were like, whoa, what?
Yeah.
You're from Australia?
There were a couple of people who were like, I've been waiting for you to talk about this because I heard there was needles in the food one time.
Yeah.
I don't remember who it was. Was it Worthless Winner? I want to say it was. It was amazing.
Or was it Rockmore? I don't remember.
You know what? I don't know who
Shout
it was.
out to whoever it was.
Whoever it was that was like, yo, I heard you had needles in your food.
The other one that I always find really entertaining, as you said right back in the first ever video of him and Echo, was
absolutely
my American sounds Swedish.
It does.
I can't tell the difference.
You're a Swedish man.
I cannot tell the difference.
Do you have Swedish blood in your veins?
No.
That would make a lot of sense.
No, I do not. But
okay.
I will listen to Swedish people speaking English and I'll be like, oh, they're American. And then they're like, but so back in Sweden when I was young, and I'm like,
no.
what? What do you mean?
Yeah, it's one of those things where you're like, I don't actually know what kind of voice this is. It could be anything.
This is like a really kind of very tangent-y point, but
it's great though.
If you ever want to hear what the most confusing voice means, look up Thomas Haake. That's Haake from Meshuggah.
Okay.
He's a drummer. His speaking voice, it just like sounds American to me.
Go find that fucker. Now I feel bad because we've left Shion hanging with her tea in her hand. It's probably cold by now.
I know. Oh well, this is the show.
It is.
Hey, it's Shion. Don't you go giving me on all the credit. She isn't considerate at all. Don't get us confused, okay?
Wow.
Shion, you little Now that I've caught you, you're not getting away.
It was your mistake, Kei-chan. I've never said I was anyone other than Shion.
Stop.
Thank you.
I guess I can't argue with that.
Hee. That's right, you're no match for my older sister, so I can't let you be a match for me either. Anyway, your tea. It's going to get warm. Come on, please cheer up. I'm trying to make it up to you with this tea. Wow, look at that filter, isn't that gorgeous?
This is beautiful. It's like it's really nighttime when this picture was
Well,
taken.
she did come all the way here to give it to me. I guess I'll accept it. I took the cup and downed it in one gulp. And then suddenly, I heard a loud shot and it got stuck in my throat.
Oh my god. Don't die! Felix! Someone get this man a drink!
Which one is it this time? Is it the real Mion?
Shion, why are you hanging out with Kei-chan again? Because unlike you, I'm very considerate. Kei-chan was so sweaty. I couldn't leave him alone, so I brought him some tea.
Oh my god.
By the way, why are you holding 2 cups of tea?
Mion's face went bright red and she tried to hide the paper cups behind her back.
She just like sticks one cup of tea in the other and it like spills out the sides.
There's only one here!
There's only
Baka!
one!
You Baka! And then she runs away.
Well, there's no way, there's no way you, such a rough, timid, good sister of mine, would ever briskly bring a male classmate tea, is there?
Oh my god.
So what are they? What are those 2 cups of tea? These are, well, right. I was just thirsty, I figured I'd drink too.
Nice save, nice save.
Ah, that's so like you. Come on, chug chug. I love this so much.
This scene in the anime is actually really great.
It's so annoying to voice the 2 of them and try like put the differences between them, but I'm having so much fun.
I'm glad you're enjoying yourself.
Shion cheered at her. Mion downed both the cups of tea one after the other.
Aw.
What a fabulous drink that was. I expected nothing less from you. Kei-chan, you give her a hand too.
Wait, suddenly the situation has gotten unbelievable. Mion doesn't usually get manipulated so easily like that. I've known for a while now, but Shion is terrifying. Mion, you can't hold your own against Shion.
I hate her, and lately I hate her even more. Just that Flash! Just that I heard the snap of the camera shutter.
You're alive! God damn you.
I did.
Did you? Yeah. Oh, you did. You just kind of shouted it over my shout.
Yeah.
And what was this? This was the David Attenborough voice I ended up with. And on this episode of Higurashi no Koni, good evening.
Are you ready for another quick tangent?
Why would you do this just after I've got to do the voice?
Have you ever seen Zay Frank's True Fact series?
I have not.
I'll have to show it to you later.
Sounds very exciting.
I'll drop a link in the description as well. It's so
very
fantastic.
Much like
it's just fake documentary bullshit. It's brilliant.
It sounds wonderful. Good evening. The festival is coming up tomorrow. Thanks for all your hard work setting it up today.
Oh my god, she moved before talking.
Ryukishi, thank you!
We know it's her.
She's not a mannequin.
Good evening. Oh, Shion-chan. It's quite unusual for you to come here.
Oh, there he goes.
Oh, hey, it's Tomitaki Takano-san. Thank you. Good evening. It's been a while, hasn't it? Oh, fuck. This is like the 3 most similar voices all in one scene. This is gonna fuck me up.
Yeah,
so
good
bad.
luck, fam. So you're that transfer student I've been hearing about. Keiichi Mayabaraka,
Why has
right?
he heard about him?
I've done all sorts of research about you. You're a special boy. You really did a bang-up job today. I'm impressed. With me today. Why am I like this? Don't die! He's clawing at his own throat, ladies and gentlemen. This is the end.
Oh my god!
You okay there?
I was not ready for that. Oh my god, this is legitimately the closest to tears I've been through in both playthroughs.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm glad you liked that one. Fucking hell. Let me know when you're ready.
I feel like I've seen this photographer guy before. Have we met before?
I'm glad you remembered. We've passed many times on the road, Keiichi-kun. I'm Tomitake Flash. Thank you. I'm a freelancing photographer from Tokyo.
Then do you recognize me?
I'm sorry, but I don't.
Oh, God.
She's Mio Takano-san. Do you remember when you were at the doctor's office when you still had a cold, Kei-chan? Mio-san is one of the nurses who works there. So he's had a cold already in this one?
Yeah. He was sick from school, which he never does.
Never does.
Never.
Komi Takano, I'm pleased to meet you. I wonder if she squeezed over there like in the shrine store.
What?
I wonder if she squeezed over them like in the shrine storeroom.
That doesn't make...
Hold on, I want to take a second. Mio works there. Call me Takano. She squeezed over them. Is that Rena? Wait, what? Like in the shrine storeroom. You know what? Let's just don't worry about it.
What does that mean?
You know what? Don't worry about it.
I thought I'd read it wrong, and then I looked back and I'm like, no, that's just.
You know what? Maybe Cage will call it out as being weird.
That's very thoughtful of you.
I'm so confused.
I'm not sure. I legitimately cannot tell you what that sentence is supposed to mean.
Tomitaki-san seemed to be quite entertained at the Sonozaki twins being in the same place, and he took a picture after picture.
I've heard about them, but this is the first time I've actually seen a pair of identical twins. I really should document this with my camera. Flash! You really do look exactly alike.
We're not just alike on the outside. See, our underwear matches too.
Star? What? Higurashi, please!
God, idiot, what the heck are you doing?
Things have never been as lively as when the two of them are together. Thought they were exactly the same at first, but I've started to get a handle on which is which. Mion is Mion, and Shion, well, she seems a far better actor than Mion was. In the first place, somebody that could spurn Mion so easily wouldn't have shown such weakness to these lard buckets at Angel Mort.
Lard buckets? Not inaccurate, you know, actually, it's pretty good.
If that was the case, then that cowardly behavior from that day was a complete act. They were even more alike when they were little. I hear even their parents had a hard time telling which was which. That's really easy to imagine. I totally understand why they must have gone through. Takano gave me kind of an odd look, but explaining would have been a pain, so I didn't bother.
Tomitaki, going straight back to Tokyo after you got your pictures of the festival.
Flash. Yep, though I would rather just stay here forever.
Well, do I have good news for you?
I'm going to be very alive, I'm sure. Silly adult things, that's all.
I hope your photos win a fabulous prize soon. I've been praying for it.
Thanks. Next time I come, I'll bring the pictures I took of all of you today. They'll be great when I get them printed and published, and it'll be fantastic.
God, I really wish that they
really
hadn't reintroduced Takano in a scene with the two other people that are most similar to act.
No, it's great. This is putting you through the mirror. Look, I have so many things I want to talk about this compared to Umineko scenes, because there were some real hella ones in those.
Yeah.
Shout out to episode 6. Again.
My Barakun, you did a lot of work today. You must be tired from all the physical labor you're not used to.
Oh, well, I'm tired, but it's still pretty fun.
Youth, I'm so jealous.
Takano-san smiled with an adult elegance that no one in my circle of friends possessed.
Aww.
The wind caught her hair. She gives off an intelligent beauty.
This is like...
She's cute.
That's like a very villain foreshadowy moment.
She gave off a beauty like a knife, the edge of a knife covered in blood.
Just like hair, it's like there are two ways that this is used. It's either a romance thing or a villain thing, and I feel like it's not the romance thing because it's Keiichi's point of view.
You know, we never know. We'll have to find out. Yay! All my favorite characters in one scene.
Everyone in one scene except Rena.
Except for Rena. So you know, all of my second favorite characters in one scene.
Rena in public?
No! I love her more than the sun.
You know, in fact, we are only missing 2 characters from the entire novel right now. 2 sprited characters, that is.
3. Well, I mean, I guess Rika's sort of here. She's practicing. Rika, Sadako, and Rena. We're missing all 3 people. Did you forget about one of them just then?
I did, yes.
You motherfucker! Which one did you forget about? Was Rika or Sadako? Because you mentioned Rena.
I just miscounted.
You sure you fucking did.
But you know
what? You still want to piss anyone off. What?
Huh? What? It's alright, when Rika shows up later in the scene, then I can claim it was on purpose.
It's true. You'll claim that you just was so good. Oh, why, hello, everyone.
It seemed like a merry crowd was standing on. This time an overweight older man addressed us.
How dare you speak of him that way?
How could
you?
How
dare you?
And again, it was someone I thought I knew. If I recall correctly, he's a policeman, isn't he?
Oh, Uishi-san. Good evening. Doing a preliminary security inspection for tomorrow.
No, ha. Something like that. Oh, if it isn't Tomitaki for son. It's certainly been a while. I'm honored you remembered my name. You really do love Inamizawa, don't you? The apartments around here are far cheaper than the ones in Tokyo. You should just move here and get it over with. I know a realtor I can introduce you to. I appreciate the thought. I'd very much like to follow up on that. No, ha ha ha. All right, everyone, have a good year, and Happy New Year to the Sonizaki twins, too.
Care. Happy New Year, Detective Uishi. We appreciate your work. We'd like to end this year's festival with the least amount of inconvenience possible.
What's that a reference to? That's pretty sweet on me. Ha 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 ha.
Detective Uishi left us with a low laugh and headed off to talk to some police officers standing a ways away.
Come back, Uishi.
Come back, Uishi.
I love you.
I gave Mion a glance and saw her making an annoyed face as if she were glaring bullets at someone she hated.
Oh no.
Yeah, it'd be nice if the police didn't have anything to do during Watanagashi this year.
You like this place too, don't you?
Oh, you mean to say you dislike it, Jiro-san? I quite enjoy such fantastic stories, you know. Especially with the times being so dry and uninteresting. Damn, that is... Okay, listen.
What?
Last time...
What is it?
Takano disappeared and it was weird and suspicious. This time she's being reintroduced and she's going straight into, like...
I love it.
Villain monologues.
It is, it's great, isn't it?
This is so suspicious.
She's like, I love those murder stories. It's fantastic.
Sometimes I wish the world could be as pure as me.
She flicks her hair in the wind.
Oh my god.
Her red eyes glint. Yeah, no, I get you.
It's ridiculous.
It's great, isn't it?
I was not expecting her to, like, last time you were like, she's the expert on this, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
whatever.
she's the scientist.
Odd comments, but whatever, we'll
like,
move on from
yeah,
that.
yeah.
This time, this is just too,
It's great, isn't it? She loves it. She loves those weird stories. The curse of Oishio-sama, you mean?
Curse, Tamataki-san used a troubling word.
Oh boy.
Then suddenly someone tugged on my arm.
Keishan, I'm pretty hungry. I want to go to the tent with the drinks and have some candy and sweets.
I'm up for that. I've gotten a little hungry as well.
Okay, let's go.
A moment later, Shion said something to Takano and Tamataki that stung my ears and gave me a start.
I wonder who will die and who will disappear this year.
I wonder that too. I wonder.
You think it's going to be them again? It's got to be them again.
You think so?
I reckon there's going to be consistency in that at least.
They gotta establish some things as common, some events, you know. Who knows?
I really love that piano motif, by the way.
good.
It's so janky, but it's like janky in such an off-putting way, which is exactly what it needs to be.
I hear they replace it in the manga game, replace it in the answer arcs by like a acoustic guitar strumming, which I'm not a fan of.
That's interesting.
Get out of here! I don't know why they did that.
Acoustic guitar strumming?
Like low strumming.
Interesting.
Like blum 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 blum. You know, same melody, I imagine. I haven't heard it. I just heard about it this morning. Get off my case.
I pulled back from Mion's grip and stopped abruptly. Shion, what did she just say?
What did she just say?
I felt like the air around us dried out all of a sudden.
Let's go, Kei-chan. They're talking about something silly anyway. Yeah, murders and disappearances, real silly fun times.
It's fun, isn't it?
You still haven't told Kei-chan. I make it a point not to spread stories like that.
Shion's cold and quiet tone and Mion's harsh voice were quite the contrast. Hey, wait, hold on, what are you talking about? If you know something, tell me. Doesn't feel right being the only one left out, you know. I don't understand this. Someone explain it to me. Mion didn't seem to be at all willing to grant my request. She squeezed my hand in hers a bit, but when she realized I'd hold my ground on this topic, she let go.
I'm gonna go to the drinking tent first then. If you don't come soon, Kei-chan, there won't be any left for you.
I get it already. I'll be there soon.
So same sort of jam as last arc, right?
Yeah.
When he was like, "Hey, Mion, hey, Rana, tell me about this shit," and they were like, "No, we don't want to tell you." For reasons.
For reasons.
I wonder why they might not want to tell him.
Yes.
Mion left, trotting towards a particularly noisy tent on the other side of the shrine grounds. Before she got there, she stopped and turned back and around. I showed no signs of going after her, though, so she ran off.
I could tell you if you haven't heard, I suppose, but it might be smarter not to ask and go with her to eat dessert.
Hey, now, you've already gotten my full attention, huh? I'm not going to leave without asking at this point.
I think Kei-chan has the right to hear this too. My sister was just stealing that from you.
Shion's voice was bristling with thorns as if somehow blaming me on. What on earth are you talking about? I don't really like people acting so self-important. Takano-san, realizing how prepared I was, looked across the group. After confirming there were no objections, she opened her mouth.
Oh boy.
Do you believe in curses, my Barkin?
Curses?
Do you believe in witches?
I think they're interesting, but I don't really. Felt the cynical stares and winced. It was like they were telling me it was stranger not to believe in curses.
You're not wrong, Kei-chan. Curse is just superstition. It's only natural that you wouldn't believe in them.
Uh-huh.
Is this Takano? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, she's confirming, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Besides, you can take all the time you need to decide whether you believe in curses after you've heard us through.
Said Takano-san, giving a little smile. They're trying to scare me. At least that's what it feels like.
What if they are? Alright, I'll start. Keiichi-kun, do you know about the Namizawa Dam project?
Oh yeah, the other day at Angel March, Mion rather told me about it. You mean,
wait, hold on. Okay, that was like, I thought he said that out loud and I was like, wait, so why is it
That's right, we're on the same page.
You mean the plan for the giant dam that would flood all of Hinamizawa, right?
That's right. Residents of the town banded together to fight it, and a fierce battle with the government unfolded.
I've heard that too. The entire village united, using the powers at their disposal, mass media, political influence, and other things, and fought the country. That way Mion described it made it sound like a boast.
Oh, you know quite a bit about it, yes.
Hold on, he thought that. He's thinking out loud again.
He's thinking, you projected your thoughts to me through your face. Don't question it, Keiichi-kun.
I love this gimmick so much.
It's great. Yes, you're right. It's practically an epic tale of just 1,000 or so villagers bound together with pike and shot and rejected the government's plans.
Did you hear this from my sister? She likes those kind of epics, you know.
Yeah, she told me.
There was, however, an office for the Namizawa residents' opposition faction. It was this shrine.
You know, the assembly hall, that's where it used to be. Now that the whole thing is over, the senior citizens just use it for group activities. At the time, though, it was their last bastion.
Takano-san explained this, pointing a finger towards the assembly hall. I'd been carrying things in and out of there all day. I mean, I would understand if they put an office like that in the mayor's house or something, but having an office on shrine guards made it feel like a base camp for Sengoku period wars.
That was basically the mindset, though. Placing the main force in the shrine dedicated to Oyashiro-sama, Hinamizawa's guardian deity, was like a prayer for victory.
Oyashiro-sama. That was definitely it. They mentioned Oyashiro-sama's curse before. Is it the same Oyashiro-sama?
I don't know. Why would there be two in this story, Keiichi?
Why would there be two? Do you know about... I guess there must be. Do you know about Oyashiro-sama, Keiichi-kun? It's the name of the god worshipped at the shrine. It's said that he protects all of Hinamizawa.
Well, I don't really know much about him.
I see. I think Takano-san knows more about the rest. Tag, you're it.
How playful. Oh, what a transition.
That was beautiful. It was a seamless...
So fluid.
Beautiful. I loved it. It really preserved the feeling and the atmosphere of the scene.
Well, that is generally the whole story. Oyashiro-sama is the ancient god passed down in Hinamizawa, and the villagers say he's been protecting this sanctuary from the poisons of the outside world.
So essentially he's a basic standard guardian deity. Guess you can't find that sort of god anywhere you can go.
He's just your standard mythical beast, you know, whatever.
You know.
He's just your standard god. Nothing weird about it.
There's research into whether worshipping Oyashiro-sama is a manifestation of a kind of elitism too. What I mean is the worshippers might think of themselves as chosen people.
Believing yourself chosen, a nationalistic belief that you're part of a superior race or that you're a special clan chosen by the gods. They believe they're superior clans, so they strongly believe in cooperating with others, but they end up being exclusionary towards other clans. I won't go into too much detail, but it's the sort of national and religious ideals that lead to war.
Was that actually Keiichi that said that before then, if he's monologuing about this now?
Probably.
Shit.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
I'm taking a point, Ryukishi.
Okay.
Of course, that goes for Japan, too. A long time ago, the people of Hinamizawa strongly believed themselves different from humans, that they were above them.
I don't
think know. This is this whole thing might be Takano.
Oh, okay.
You know what?
So this was also her monologue?
Let's have yeah, maybe. They didn't really indicate very
Takano
well.
is
so, yeah, we'll
the
take a point
curse
for that.
of Oyashiro-sama.
That's it, done. Takano is Oyashiro-sama.
And the curse
confirmed.
is that we can't tell who's speaking.
Takano is responsible for that?
Yes.
That's what she's given up. Makes sense to me.
A long time ago, the people of Hinamizawa strongly believed themselves different from humans, that they were above them. They believed their interaction with the lower world would sully their souls. So everyone believed that if one from the lower world came to the village, they would be sullied and suffer the wrath of Oyashiro-sama. Apparently that kept everyone away.
Sounds fun. Villagers that hate outsiders come up all the time in Kindaichi novels. This was once a run-of-the-mill village of xenophobes.
Well, they'll deny it to preserve their pride. It was a long time ago after all. Things are different now.
Yeah.
Shion followed up quickly, having sensed the thorns in Tomitaki-san's words.
Flash.
Tomitaki-san, embarrassed at what he said, scratched at his head.
Flash.
So the shrine worships Oyashiro-sama, thinks of Hinamizawa's holy ground, and a symbol of their traditional hatred of the outside world. I get it. So that's why they chose the shrine of Hinamizawa's guardian spirit as their base of operations, to resist the sullied dam construction project that came from the outside.
Correct. Oh!
Correct.
You know what? Fuck you, Higurashi.
Such a sad story. I think...
What is she doing not on the screen?
I don't know.
I think we take a point for that. Fuck it. Fuck
why
it.
not?
Yeah,
Why
we're
not?
taking a point. Take a point! Fuck you, Higurashi. Fuck you.
We've done it. We've beaten him.
We have. We won.
She must dislike stupid people.
That's a good line. I like it.
How can he make her seem any more evil in this one chapter? It's like he's not trying to hide it, and that makes me so much more suspicious.
I don't know. No, it's fine.
I just want to get to the. I'm just gonna keep hitting the button until we.
Oh, there's some shit going on. It's supposed to be like a really dramatic line too.
I know.
It doesn't tell us who it is. It must be Takano, right? Because she was just talking.
I guess so. Superstition, every last bit of it. The villagers gave everything, desperate to oppose the dam construction, and right in the midst of it, the incident drove home the finishing blow. Oyashiro-sama's curse. That was definitely Takano. No one else can be that evil in this scene.
It's true. That's it. She's definitely the big bad. 100%.
The person managing the construction site of the Hinamizawa Dam was murdered 4 years ago, I believe. Took the newspapers by storm. Do you remember it? Not really.
That could be Keiichi, because he's like, I don't remember reading it in the papers.
I guess not. Who's speaking?
That's Shion.
Okay.
She continues.
He had a fight with a subordinate and was beaten to death with a pickaxe. His limbs and head were torn off and the remains disposed of.
One of those dismemberment homicides. They were all the rage at one point.
Were they?
Boy, those were fun back in the day.
Were they, Flash Boy?
Those dismemberment homicides.
Such a gruesome incident, but it was just that. An incident. A person caused the incident, after all. Should they really put it down to the curse?
Should they?
Then the following year, the man who had organized Hinamizawa's group of dam proponents, he fell from a cliff while on vacation and died.
Oof.
Apparently it was an accident.
Rip. Of course, most of Hinamizawa was hostile towards him. The police were all over the case as if it were a homicide, but in the end, it was judged to have been an accident.
Now it's an accident. It's the most curse-like one, but it's still far-fetched. The most curse-like one of two.
Out of two, it's true. It's so much more curse-like than that dismemberment murder. That was specifically carried out by a bunch of people that we have in jail.
Very peculiar phrasing.
Yeah.
And then on the next year... Oh, wait, shit. I didn't realize that speech had started.
And then on the next year, this time the priest of the shrine contracted an unknown illness and suddenly died. This may sound a little rude, but the old priest was kind of wait-and-see type.
Wow.
Whole village was in an uproar about the dam, but he just kind of didn't want to bother.
Now that is rude.
The shrine was the symbol of the opposition movement, and its priest, while his attitude worked against him. The villagers at the time had hoped for a leader, but their hopes were betrayed. Some people were apparently pretty angry too. So at the time, all the older people were like, this is Oyashiro-sama's curse. That's what they said. That is not how that sentence was phrased originally.
I just had this like really vivid image in my head of Shion being like, all the old people were like, oh my god, it's Oyashiro-sama's curse.
Who worded
That's what they totally said.
That is a crime
OMG,
of translation.
Like, oh, Oyashiro-sama. Straight up.
And
that was what that
like,
line was.
And he was like, and they were
and
like...
then they were like, and then they died. It was hilarious.
I mean, like, I suppose if...
Because they're trying to...
Are they trying to write Shion in character, but just, like, fucking it
That's
up?
what they said, OMG. I don't... Like, I think they're trying to do, like, the teenage lingo thing, but I don't...
they are.
I don't think it works at all.
I don't think... If it had been consistent in the lead up to this, maybe.
Yeah.
But it
they're
hasn't
trying to
been.
go for this, like,
And it also
spooky
does
vibe.
not fit my voice at all.
Yeah. So at the time, all of the older people had said, you know, something
I
like
just
that.
accidentally mashed the button as I...
There was a whole, like, paragraph there.
Yeah.
It did seem like every year dam-related people the village had resentment towards were dying.
Okay.
It was pretty creepy.
Oh, that sentence was also really badly constructed.
that was a-
Manga Gamer, what is happening?
Chunky page.
What is happening?
Oh, and also... It's interesting, all of these incidents always happen on the night of the Watanagashi Festival.
Boom-ba-da-doo. There it is.
What? What? Oh my god!
See, starting to sound like a curse now, isn't
Like,
it?
totally like a curse. OMG.
That
I'm gonna
wasn't-
tell
that
Sylvia
wasn't
about
a
this.
bad one.
Then the year after that, in other words, last year, the sister-in-law of the man who was the leader of the damn proponents, the one who accidentally died, was discovered dead, having been beaten to death. Get him! Of course, they caught that criminal.
Of course they caught that criminal.
Yeah, homie.
See, really seems like a curse. Huh.
4 years in a row. Each one of the incidents and accidents were completely commonplace. But every single one of them happening on the night of the festival worshipping Oyashiro-sama, that's not normal.
Oh boy.
The old folks have been blindly accepting Oyashiro-sama's curse because of the incidents these past few years. Even younger people, too. First they thought it was stupid, but now nobody makes fun of it.
I can see where she's coming from. Even me, if I didn't think there was a curse at all, thinking about the incidents like this makes me feel like, maybe it's real.
For example, just look at the preparations for the festival you're doing today. Everything might have gone crazy during the battle against the dam, but just a few years ago, the Watanagashi festival was never this well attended.
That might have been Tomitake Flash-san.
Tomitake Flash-san.
Yeah, Flash-san.
How many sentences were in that?
We get 1 point for each of those. Although now it's been stretched out, so it's probably like 3 or 4. So let's take 3 points.
Sure, let's take 3
Let's
points.
take 3 points. We're gonna catch up somewhere.
I can't wait until we're like halfway through the story, crushing it in the lead, and we're like,
Yeah,
we need to beat
we
him.
need to catch up, but it's like 1,000 points to like 500. Yeah. Here we go. Can't wait.
Well, I guess you're right. If we didn't have Oyashiro-sama to talk about, we wouldn't all be coming to festival like this, huh?
It's true.
There's a lot of people who say that infidels might be punished, so they really need to go to Oyashiro-sama's
Yeah,
festival.
those infidels.
She had not as if she were mocking herself. So how about now?
Wait, what?
I'm sorry,
What?
I know I got that line wrong, but
Who is it supposed to be? Also, what are you looking at? You looking at something else? Not just the stupidity of the what?
Shion mocking infidels being punished. As if she was mocking herself.
Oh my, what do you think
Shion's going crazy this chapter.
You think so?
Yep.
You
it's
think
happening.
so?
Yep.
Because she's the infidel being punished?
Yep.
Maybe.
Besides,
Yeah.
why else would we introduce her this chapter?
It's a great question. Why would they introduce her if not to go insane?
That's what I thought as well, Ben. Well done.
Thank you.
Tomitake, I think, right?
I think so. So how about now, Keiichi-kun? You're starting to get the feeling that maybe, just maybe, the curse is real, aren't you?
I mean, you can't just laugh off people related to the damn construction project all dying like that.
Ah!
If even I feel like this now, then more superstitious members of the village must feel stronger than that. Well, I mean, I still don't think there's a curse. I can understand those that believe there is, though.
Wow, Kei-chan, you really can keep a cool head about this.
Shion grinned, realizing I'd rejected the curse.
Oh, how dare you. You're no longer in the cool club. Get out of here. Get back to your lame 5-demon club or whatever. What?
I don't know.
Why?
I don't know
Yes,
if
you
it's just
clearly having
because
a lot
it's
of
the way
thinking.
it's the way that I'm thinking about, like, if I'm acting Takano. But I swear everything she does is just like,
It's great.
Even the transition there was like slow and tedious.
Yeah.
And she's now alone at the center of the
She's
screen.
now being framed, yeah.
It's
yeah.
like
by the shrine behind her. Yeah, totally.
I'm so on edge right
It's great. I
now
love
about
it.
Takano.
Don't worry, she's definitely not suspicious. Don't worry about it. She's
Neither a
definitely
curse
nothing.
nor a coincidence. Then what should we make of these incidents?
She's not even that important. She's only in here for like one scene. and
Takano-san
then-
said, smiling playfully as if posing a riddle.
Fuck, she's so evil.
No, definitely not.
She's so evil.
Stop worrying about it. What makes you say that? I think
Oh my
she's
God.
Just a cute blonde girl with a little like cross on her chest and a spring in her step. She's cute.
And neither a coincidence. Neither a curse nor a coincidence. But every year someone dies. What should we make of that then?
I don't know.
Tomitake-san, catching on to the fact that I had no idea what to make of it, opened his mouth and came up to my aid.
Takano-san is suggesting that it might be the work of real people.
Simple process of elimination would have gotten me there. A little taken aback at not having realized the answer immediately.
Well, think about it. If it's neither a curse nor coincidence, then people must be willingly carrying it out. It's the only explanation, right?
Oh boy.
Pressed, Takano-san. I smiled bitterly in spite of myself. Here I was just a few minutes ago thinking the very concept of a curse was absolutely absurd. When she suggested it was someone's doing, I ended up thinking there wasn't any way it could be a person. So, therefore, it must not exist. But Takano-san was right. It was either a curse or it was a person's doing. If unrealistic things like curses didn't exist, then the obvious next step would be to start thinking it was people behind it.
Gotta suspect someone.
But if that was the case...
Can't try and pin on some mysterious force.
I glanced at Shion.
Like a witch or something.
If the culprit is a person, then they'd have to be someone from Hinamizawa. That's what the police officer, Uishi-san thinks right now, too.
Hey, wait, that can't be. I thought I knew the reason Mion didn't want to talk about this. If Oyashiro-sama's curse really existed, then that's fine. Be divine judgment for the dam project business. Or if Oyashiro-sama's curse didn't exist, which it obviously didn't, then the culprit would most likely be someone from Hinamizawa. The villagers had worked desperately to oppose the dam construction project.
I'm just picturing that shot of Takano earlier with the wind blowing in her hair, just like,
which it obviously didn't. Cuts to Takano.
It can't be someone sitting next to me right now.
Oh, she's so suspicious.
She's great. I love her. She's my favorite character. Except for, Rena, obviously. Best girl.
I knew they'd used all sorts of methods to fight against it. If one of those methods was, maybe...
People whisper that Oyashiro-sama's curse could be the doing of a secret group in the dam resistance movement.
She dryly put words to my exact thoughts.
Dryly.
Of course, I didn't expect it. She was from Hinamizawa, so I didn't think she'd come out and say it herself.
If you calm down and think about it, anyone would come to the same conclusion. There wouldn't be a motive for anyone but people who benefit from opposing the dam project, right?
I guess that's true. Admitting to the existence of a darker side of the dam conflict would be rude to Mion, who spoke of it so highly. So I couldn't just accept Shion's seemingly logical viewpoint.
One more thing, the police probably don't know this. There's proof that someone from Hinamizawa committed these crimes. And the people of Hinamizawa know about it.
Oh boy.
Huh? What? Shion rebukes me to keep my voice down.
The tense has changed like 3 times in this scene.
It's fun, isn't it?
And I don't know if it's on purpose or if it's just...
I think it's just poor writing. Poor translation, or Higurashi just trying to get a certain vibe and make it all confusing.
Yeah.
Like, real talk.
Sorry, but this proof, what is it?
It's the fact that one person dies and one more person disappears.
One more person disappears?
Oh.
Does that mean someone besides the one who died the curse was a sacrifice? What do you mean by disappear? They just vanish and you never see them again?
What a face. That's right. Suddenly and without a trace.
It's an innocent face, the face of innocence.
See, like, Shion is, like, being super suspicious in this scene as well.
Nah.
But, like, nothing about it is putting me as on edge, and I don't know why.
It's a fun scene. Well, what's interesting about this scene is that we're not, like, the audience that Keiichi is talking to has completely changed.
Yeah.
Up until this point, and this is the same with last chapter, he's been hanging out with Rika, Rena, Mion, and Sadako.
Yeah.
Right? 4 kids, same age, they hang out, whatever. They know each other really well. These 3 characters that we're talking to right now, Keiichi doesn't know very well. They're all either, like, older than him or seem to know more than him. His, like, his perception of the power dynamic in this scene is so differently changed. Like, he is not, in a sense, like, the equal to any of them. If that makes sense. The way that we're kind of being positioned as the reader is like, these people know more than we do. Something might be up.
Yeah, I mean, like, if this wasn't a murder mystery horror novel, this would just be like people telling a kid a ghost story. Nothing super weird about it. But because it is a murder mystery horror novel, it's super suspicious. Thing is Tomitaki is still like being kind of lighthearted and like, oh, Keiichi, isn't this a weird thing you'd rather not hear or whatever? Shion is still Shion is still being creepy and weird and having definitely villainy monologues. However, we've had this whole goofy story with her already. Plus, a lot of her imagery, like this one right here, as she spoke, Shion pretended to do a magic trick with her hands. It's more playful. Whereas Takano is just like, she stood there with the breeze blowing through her hair.
The cicadas played, as she looked back over her shoulder and gave a smile,
Yeah, there's like...
Yeah. Even the imagery surrounding Takano is very malicious.
It's...
For sure.
I love this scene so much.
It's really cool. Yeah.
It's putting me so on edge.
I'm glad. That's what it should be doing. This is the fucking turn, dude.
Yeah, as she spoke...
Shion pretended to do a magic trick with her hands. It was like she were making a magician's hat disappear. One dies a mysterious death and one disappears, never to be seen again. Strange vanishing act. But then why? How does that equate to someone from Hinamizawa being the culprit?
See, he thought out loud again.
Yeah.
He's done it again.
He does that. It's just his superpower.
So great. Well, actually, Hinamizawa has this one really old legend. It's about how people offer their sacrifices to Oyoshiro-sama to calm his wrath.
That sounds interesting.
Sacrifices?
Oh, boy.
Yes! They say they used to wrap a living person up in bamboo mat and let them slowly sink down into the bottomless swamp.
That sounds like a fun Sunday afternoon.
That sounds like a fun...
attempt on real life.
Oh.
It could be. It could be.
I love the way that this is being delivered because we've explicitly not been told about Rika's mother, who is the one that supposedly disappeared in the swamp, and we also weren't told about the one who was like the one who wasn't
the swamp
caught.
has been mentioned, but now they're finally telling us like this is exactly what they did with the swamp.
Well, that,
Right.
but also the two relevant incidents to the drowning in the swamp, which was the one who wasn't caught. And Rika's mother, and like the other disappearances, I guess as well are still relevant, but because they explicitly haven't mentioned those two when they gave the most detail about those incidents, it's like very clearly filling in the gaps in a real nice way.
Yep. Like this is what happens there. This is what happens in the swamp. This is why we don't go in that stupid swamp.
Yeah.
Takano-san, through explaining something pretty terrible, has a look of glee on her face as if she did so.
See, look at this.
She's enjoying it.
The imagery is so much more suspicious.
He's just such a fucking nerd.
Like the dialogue is all the same for the three of them, but the imagery is just completely different. It's
great.
so great.
I love it.
Oh.
As far as I can glean from the literature, it actually took 3 days and 3 nights for them to sink.
Oh, that's fun.
See, even people a long time ago liked symbolism.
Fuck off, Ryukushi! Fuck you and your games.
Ryukushi, I love that you're doing this. It's great. It definitely gives off the like fucking murder vibe. I love it.
A long time ago liked symbolism. What a fucking line.
They like symbolism.
Oh.
I love it. Takano, I love you so much. Marry me. Marry me, babe.
Oh my god.
Marry me, nurse waifu.
As the body suck.
Yoshiro-sama's anger would be quelled. Both were submerged into the deep. Takano-san was the only one laughing at this. Was she telling a joke or something? Shion didn't move to deny it, but I felt a difference in temperature between her cool expression and Takano-san's.
This whole conversation, I think you can imagine after hearing it, but it's the secret history of Hinamizawa. Everyone who's been in Hinamizawa for a long time knows it, but they don't talk about it.
Why not? Tell us! Takano-san's not from here, but she knows quite a lot. She really likes local history, folk legends, stuff like that. She's a fucking nerd. She learned about it all by herself, too.
See, I feel like this is the kind of line that, I'm sorry, I'm being like super analytical.
No, it's great. I love it.
This is the kind of line that like really doesn't seem important. It feels like it's implied by the rest of this chapter.
That she just knows all this stuff, yeah.
Well, no, but she's already been like, from the literature and stuff. So like, I guess Tomitaki could just be clarifying.
Yeah.
But from like us as an audience perspective, this is kind of a very redundant line. So I wonder if there's like a specific reason Ryukushi's doubling up on this, or whether he's just like saying it again because he's not sure that he expressed it properly.
I mean, I think it's just to make sure that we understand, like, this is, like, Takano has, like, done her own research. She's not just interested, she's, like, gone out of her way to learn this stuff, you know?
Yeah, because this is the kind of thing where, like, so if Takano being super suspicious is, like, actually the thing, and, she's, like, the one behind this.
Sure.
I guess you could say that this is like a clue towards the fact that like she's been researching it to like make her curse thing seem realistic as possible or whatever.
Maybe.
But at the same time, I feel like the rest of this scene kind of would have implied that anyway.
I mean, I think that just having two characters kind of, like, this is why he has different characters repeat the same thing, because it eases more plausibility.
Yeah.
Especially in a novel where a lot of your theories so far have relied on, like, unreliable narrators and, like, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Having more than one character and having the same information repeated in separate scenes means that we think it's more reliable. So yeah, it's just what he's doing there, I think.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Yeah.
It's still just interesting that of all
No,
the things
I'm
in
with
this
you.
scene, he says this one twice.
Yeah.
Because this feels like an obvious
I don't know,
implication
like,
to me.
it might also be worth thinking about, like, Tomitake, like, as a character. Why might he feel the need to clarify this bit of information, If that's where you want to take it, which I would, because I love that character shit.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Like, because like if they're working together on this, then it's like weird that he pointed out, and also could maybe explain why Takano's like, all right, you're getting a bit obvious, son. let's get you gouge your own throat out.
Maybe. I don't know.
Or on the other hand, it could be like he's intentionally trying to give it away and be like, can we get in here and stop this?
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
But like,
I feel like you are thinking a little bit too deeply about this because they're just talking to a fucking kid.
I know, but
I do like it. I do like that you're trying to think about it.
Suspicious.
No, I feel you.
It's like
I agree.
Aggressively suspicious to the point where I'm wondering why he's giving so much away.
I mean, this entire scene is suspicious. We have like 3 super crazy characters going on.
Yeah. I'm really not all that amazing. Just curious, that's all. Like a child. I just want to see scary things for the fun of it.
Like, we were literally warned by Mion. She was like, come have dessert. Don't get in that spooky conversation that you'll regret if you hear. Right? And here we are.
Tamataki-san laughed a little bit embarrassed.
Shh.
Wait a minute, what does that mean? One other person who disappears during the incidents, you're saying they're offered as a sacrifice?
Yeah.
Shion answers in one word before anyone else can speak. Someone dies, then someone disappears.
Well, whether they actually get sacrificed or not is a different issue. But every time something happened in the past, one person died and one other person disappeared. For example, the first one, where the dam site manager was killed. Apparently one of the people responsible for that still hasn't been arrested.
Couldn't that just mean he managed to get away? I don't see why we should treat him as a sacrifice.
Well, that's basically what I think too. There was also the year after that with the lead of the dam proponents.
You say he fell from a cliff and died while on vacation, right?
Apparently his wife fell as well. The police investigated fervently, but they were never able to find the wife's corpse.
I wonder if you got complaints about her, like, eyes not moving and, like, having no movement, and that's why because she's consistently doing it in this chapter. I'm just saying, I think he got complaints about it. So
either that or it was just the manga game a patch.
All that, they fixed it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, the river under the cliff was actually pretty high at this time, though. She could have just been buried under the sand at the bottom of some lake downstream or something.
The perpetrator of a dismemberment like that wouldn't want to be caught, so they'd be desperate to run and hide, too. Thought I'd heard about cases where the corpses wouldn't surface after the person drowned in a swelled river like that. She vanished because of an unfortunate accident, but I still don't see the connection to sacrifices. If you take each of the past incidents in turn, none of the disappearances evoke that terrifying of an image.
The year after that, with the priest suddenly falling ill and dying, is much clearer. His wife left a suicide note. They found it in their house the night the priest died. It said something along the lines of quelling Oyashiro-sama's wrath through her death.
I guess it seems to turn up in this one, though.
Well, we may never know the truth of the matter. The swamp the wife drowned herself in was the giant bottomless one Takano mentioned before. The police investigated, but all they could find were several of her possessions. They never found the corpse. The police suspect it was a fake suicide, and they're still investigating it now.
Did we get that information last time?
Which bit?
The fake suicide?
That they think it's a fake suicide? I don't think so. I think it's a clarification.
Someone dies every year, and in the same way someone goes missing every year. She trying to tell me that everyone who vanished was kidnapped by some extremely efficient means and dumped into the bottomless swamp still alive and drowned to death? But of course, that's unbelievable in its own right. And the next year, what was it, the damn proponent's sister-in-law? She was killed. And the same way someone
disappeared. There's a boy around my age named Satoshi Hoja.
What? Who's that?
Who's that
kid?
Who is that guy?
Who is that?
Do you think he likes sports? He's the nephew by marriage.
Did he like baseball?
He's the nephew by marriage of the woman killed.
Oh shit.
She uncut in with a slightly strong tone of voice. She knew the boy who disappeared pretty well. At least that was the vibe I was getting.
You remember when I said I smelled baseball then?
I smelled baseball!
I smelled baseball!
Yeah. It's pretty smelly. What's going on? What's going on, fam? What's happening?
I'm onto this.
Okay, I'm glad.
onto this.
I'm glad you're onto this.
Shion and Satoshi, they're an item.
You think so?
Alright, they were.
You think so?
I told you I smelled baseball then.
Okay, sure. Some hot, sexy baseball?
Some hot, sexy baseball.
Damn right.
At least that's the vibe I was getting.
Well, that about sums everything up. One person always dies and one person always suddenly disappears.
Leaving the suddenness aside, the fact that each incident involved one person disappearing. So that means the first person who dies is because of Oyashiro-sama's curse, and the second person who vanishes because the village has sacrificed him. Is that it?
Kei-chan, there is no curse. Somebody kills the first person under the guise of the curse, and someone takes away the second person to be a sacrifice.
Shion, That means the criminal is in the village. Looks at Takano.
There was this blonde hair found at the crime. Who could it be?
My God, she is the only blonde in this entire story, isn't she?
Oh, sad again.
But like, she's like...
You always forget about Sadako. It's so sad.
But Sadako's hair is like yellow.
I guess so.
Takano is like proper blonde.
Okay. Well, if there's any blonde hair lying around, we know who to look at.
Exactly.
We should go into my car, I have air conditioning. Whoops, what's this? It's fallen out of my hand. A little bit of blonde hair floats across the car. Yeah, I can imagine that.
That's what I've been guessing from the start. It's pretty shocking though, you know? We live in the Showa period. It's kind of hard to believe people are committing murder like it's nothing using some ancient justifications, huh?
Didn't have anything to do with our discussion, but I got the feeling maybe Shion didn't like Hinamizawa very much.
Wow! Maybe that's why she moved away!
Shion enjoyed talking about Hinamizawa and its epic tales, so she had avoided talking about Oyashiro-sama's curse, which didn't paint Hinamizawa in good light no matter how you looked at it. She was trying not to give me a bad impression of the village, so she didn't say anything. Shion, on the other hand, was somehow different. She wasn't rejecting the concept of a curse to purge Hinamizawa of this bad impression, but rather because she strongly believed that a member of the village was a criminal behind this. Her conviction seemed a bit removed from the tight sense of community held by the people of Hinamizawa. Once upon a time, they looked so alike you could mistake one for the other. But talking to her now is getting a powerful feeling that Shion had a completely different personality than Mion.
There you go.
And everyone else, they all think someone from Hinamizawa did it right. Neither Shion nor Takano-san answered that. The deafening silence told me all that needed to be said. Then let me ask another question. If someone from Hinamizawa is the culprit, who is it? Neither Shion nor Takano-san had a reply to that question either.
But what about Tommy Take?
Flash! Though it may have been rude to ask, I'd hoped they wouldn't have one. The reason I asked was to argue that their explanation that the culprit was from Hinamizawa was nothing more than one possibility. Shion caught on to my plan. He's thinking out loud. She gave me a pained smile at my petty spite and opened her mouth to speak.
It's an actual plot point now. It's not just like a goof. It's
I know.
Like an actual plot point that he just says everything on his face. It's great.
All I said really just amounts to circumstantial evidence anyway. If any of us knew who it really was, we'd have given them into the police's hands already.
As would anybody. And what about Takano-san? She too smiled dryly as Shion had opened her own mouth.
Well, I'd like to clear one thing up. I'm not a detective or anything, all right. In all honesty, I'm not really interested in who the culprit is.
Takano-san, you sure are a handful.
I'm not really interested in who I am.
I definitely wouldn't bring the culprit forward.
Fuck off.
It's great, isn't it?
Tomotaki-san gave a bitter laugh at her surprising opinion on the matter.
It's just... Why is he being so obvious?
I don't know, dude.
You see, I just like cruel and atrocious ancient...
Sorry.
Takano, yeah.
I give a point for that.
Sounds good.
Enjoy yourself, Ryukishi.
Yeah.
You see, I just like cruel and atrocious ancient traditions and fairy tales. I only enjoy them from a curious onlooker's perspective. So even for this string of incidents, it's not so much finding out who the culprit is, but enjoying the thinking about how the old traditions displayed by the incidents themselves still seem to have some pretty deep roots around here.
As she described herself as nothing more than a curious onlooker, her smile was as sharp as the tip of a blade.
Fuck this imagery!
It's great. I think I literally said that as a joke like 10 minutes ago, which is just great.
I know.
Women like her felt very strange and a little bit scary to me. Maybe it's just that I was in fearful awe of the person whose emotions I couldn't comprehend.
Oh my god, Ryukishi. What are you doing, son?
She had the eyes of a murderer. She looked like she could cut me in half at any second with those red, blood-red eyes.
This is ridiculous.
I love it. I love you, Higurashi. You never change.
I don't think any of this is interesting at all. The Watanagashi festival is coming up tomorrow, but I don't want anyone to die or disappear.
Tomorrow, huh? That's right. I'd completely slipped my mind. The string of murder incidents people attributed to Oyashiro-sama's curse, it wasn't over. Last year's incidents wasn't the end. Then tomorrow night at the festival, would someone die and someone disappear?
I do wonder who will die tomorrow and who will disappear, though.
It could be anyone.
Takano-san said, running a comb through her hair with elegant movements, with a thin smile and a voice that nearly made me shudder.
It could even be me.
Oh my god! She almost looked like she was enjoying the thought of the incidents that could happen tomorrow.
And then we cut away from that.
Holy shit!
You suspicious of Takano yet? Did she seem a little bit, maybe there were some clues you could dig through in that scene to maybe find something suspicious there. Maybe some evidence you could link together with your detective brain.
Oh my god.
Did she seem suspicious? I don't know, I didn't really get much of a vibe from her, honestly.
Oh, we need to get to the end of this chapter so I can just, spill. Then out of the blue, we heard a loud round of applause. They seem to be ending the drinking party early.
Right, I was making Mion wait this whole time, wasn't I? I should go back to her soon.
You're teasing the kid too much, Takano-san. Now Keiichi-kun thinks it's all true.
I apologize. It's that bad habit of mine again.
Of murdering kids.
Oh my god.
Said Takano-san, sticking out her tongue bashfully.
Aw.
The strangeness in her expression was nowhere to be found.
See, she a cute.
So cute.
She a cutie. She a cute little blondie. When Takano-san sees an innocent child like you, she can't help wanting to poke fun at them. It's a real bad habit.
You can't save the situation, Tamataki.
Keiichi-kun, you listened to everything so earnestly that she ended up getting carried away.
Unlike Takano-san, Toмотaki-san
Flash.
seemed like a totally normal person with common sense. They were apologizing after realizing what kind of impression they'd given me.
The stuff Takano-san's just said is all fiction. If it made you harbor any bad impressions about Inamizawa, then we apologize for that.
Jeez, Joe-san.
You apologize too, Takano-san. Tell him you're sorry for scaring him.
Takano-san and Toмотaki-san were
Flash.
arguing and messing around now. The strained air around us had already dissipated.
It's great.
Kei-chan, you should get going soon, too. Mion is the jealous type. If she sees me, she'll probably start a fight, so I'll just be going home.
Ah, really? Then I guess I'll go see what Mion's doing and apologize for making her wait, I guess.
Sorry for being such a nuisance, Keiichi-kun. Could you tell Mion-chan we're sorry for bothering you for so long?
Ah, yes, I don't think telling her will make her feel any better, but sure. Toмотaki-san and
Flash.
Takano-san started standing next to each other. Both began to chuckle.
Slow zoom.
So zoom on their faces. Dramatic music plays. Higurashi intensifies.
Okay then, Kei-chan, let's try and run into each other at tomorrow's festival.
We'll see each other. I mean, it's us we're talking about after all. Making so much trouble, it'll be harder for anyone not to find us. Jin and I said our goodbyes to Toмотaki-san and Takano-san.
Flash.
Before we could leave, Takano-san called out to us.
And stabbed
Don't
us.
die. She pulls out a gun.
Thanks for listening so earnestly to what I had to say. You're just so good at listening, I had a great time talking to you.
That's nice of her.
Good at listening? No, not at all. Just in a state of perpetual bewilderment at all the shocking topics being thrown at me one after another.
Did you like my story today?
Well, it was pretty interesting.
And I'll tell you some more sometime, okay? There's a lot of pretty interesting legends and fairy tales about Hinamizawa. Of course, a lot of strange and creepy ones, too. I'll choose a bunch of my favorites and tell you about them.
I was kind of happy, but kind of worried. I can't help but smile dryly and scratch at my head.
Keiichi-kun, you can go now. Takano-san is just messing with you.
They say goodbye and run off.
It's changing tense again.
I heard Toмотaki-san call out behind him in a clear voice that we would see each other at the festival tomorrow.
The Flashing Festival, let's go.
When I went to the tent, Mion was
Don't go to
waiting
the
for
Flashing
me.
Festival, it's not a good... Yep.
When I went to the tent, Mion was waiting for me and she was nowhere to be found.
Aw.
I made her wait so long, maybe she got mad and went home.
Oh no.
After asking some adults passing by, I heard that she went home, talking to some relatives. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. But my regret for having made Mion wait wasn't enough to triumph over the impression Takano-san and Chion's uncanny story left on me.
Bad times all around, really.
Oh, thank goodness they show the road where Tomataki's corpse.
Eyes, yeah. It's the one, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Serial murder incidents had happened 4 years in a row, but tomorrow's events make this the 5th. And the possibility that someone from Hamazawa was carrying all of this out in the guise of the curse. A queer tradition of ritual sacrifice, entirely unbecoming of the Showa period we lived in. I regretted it a little, though it was too late. If none of those creepy stories had anything to do with me, then I should have let Mion pull me away from that crowd. Felt a little ashamed about letting my cheap curiosity get the better of me.
Here it comes.
Oh,
Here they go.
and a
Oh
chapter.
my god.
Well, that was a fun time. I hope you enjoyed yourselves, everyone. Do you want to run now or at the beginning of the next episode?
No, let's do it at the beginning of the next one. This has been
Okay,
a long
good.
one.
All right, well, look forward to it, guys. Next time on...
Oh
look at
my
all
god,
these
so
fucking
many tips.
So many. We'll go through those and more next time on Higurashi. Next time.
Next time.